Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Scrap Squad Sunday, and I'm speaking to you on Saturday after having had a pacemaker installed on Thursday, and after kind of sleeping off all of the anesthesia and the Xanax that they had to give me for the panic attack I had when I came out of the surgery. I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. Getting ready to go for a walk with my son as soon as I finish this video. So this is the original. It's a beautiful page, another beautiful page by Claire Hawkins. And it is, what I like is that it's a pattern paper kind of stitched onto a white background with a corner torn off, and that's where all the photo cluster is located. So it's just really beautiful. So I'm going to use Sweet Rush by Vicki Boutin for most of it. I think maybe all of it. And we'll just go from there. I'm going to do fake stitching too, by the way. I'm sure you knew that. So I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to do the stitching first. And I'm going to get the white paper off to the side so that I don't accidentally get any black ink on it. I've got a stitching stamp right here, and it is from a set that I ordered off of Amazon, and all I did was Google stitching stamps. And so I don't know who made it or what brand, but I'm sure they'll have something like it or the same thing out there if you do that. Didn't Google it, I searched it on Amazon. So I'm just kind of doing it just inside the border, and it's a messy stitch that can be joined easily and over stamped while looking like it's part of the same design. And I love that about it. It's kind of how many of the sewing machines I've had stitched after a while. Let me see. The photo that I'm using is one that came up in Facebook memories of Ava doing homework at our dining room table, and she's using the craft mat that I was using at the time. I think I still have that mat. So right here I want to just have part of this inked. I don't want ink on all the rest of I don't want ink on my glass mat. Okay, well, I got it anyway. That's okay. And I should have folded this down, but that's all right. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm putting this aside, and I will bring the white paper back on after I have applied some adhesive here. And I'm going to turn back those edges just to give a little more textural detail. Oh, come on. I've been fussy cutting while catching up on what had accumulated on the DVR while I was in the hospital. I had to get my blue bloods in. Okay, now I'm gonna kind of curl this up and make it look like that stitching is really what's holding it down. I love this heart paper, and I don't think that I've ever used it before. I have a lot of, I'm not sure what was going on in my life at the time that Sweet Rush came out, but I did the album class and the layout class and did those. I don't think I used the collection much in my in other layouts. I want to clean that ink off for all my trying not to get ink on the white paper. I left the ink pad open and got it on my arm, which then got it on my white paper right there. I don't think that's going to come off the paper. Oh, it did, but it should come off my arm. So I want to get that done, and I know you can't see that, but that's what I'm doing while there's nothing going on the screen. Okay, now the photo is going to go right here, and I'm going to have it at a slight angle like that, I think. I think that's what Claire did with hers, and I love hers so much. I'm going to try to do as close a lift as I can. Now what I did here was I took scraps of what was on the other side of this paper, this part that I tore right there, and that's what I backed this photo with. I had two scraps, the one there, but I wanted to include that green color for sure because that kind of repeats the color of the craft mat that's there. Now I have this tag. I'm going to push that down real quick, and I'm going to move the tag there, I think, and just secure it down here and let it be kind of pushed up by the folded paper right there. We'll see how that works out for us. I want this large flower cluster to be kind of right here. I'd like to do it in the corner in a way that I don't cover too much of the photo. So I think that's going to work, and I will get a piece of foam to go back there. Excuse me. Let me get that like that. I guess that's a good angle, as good an angle as any. And I want this to be my title, this good stuff with the cotton candy. And so I'm going to really push that up with some foam tape. I might have cut that a little bit too long. I'll save this to go on here. Probably I'm going to want this right there. These were the good old days when we'd pick Eva up after school and she did her homework and was anxious to get her homework done so that she could do pwojects. That's what she called crafting or scrapping. She had her own table and her own supplies, and she was a huge fan of Graphic 45, if you can imagine. That's the paper she always picked when she went into a store. I'm going to put this little word recap down here because Calvinball gives me points for chipboard, and that little piece of chipboard kind of works for a photo that's from years past, I thought. And I'll probably add some journaling in right here. I have this butterfly that may go, I don't know where, I'm not sure. I'm going to just drop it right there for the moment. And I'm going to put these two flags up at the top, banners, I guess. I'll lift them at the bottom. I didn't cut those very well, but I should be, I'm gonna check the original to see if she did hers. She did hers kind of right up to the top of the stitched piece. So I will do that too. Kind of right, well, if I put it there, it looks like the stitching goes across it, doesn't it? But I'm actually going to put a flower there. So there, and let me get some liquid glue under here. It's not coming out because I let it sit there for too long. Let me see if my pen will. I don't think that's going to make any difference. It did. So yay. And I'll curl that up. And this one is going to go kind of right there, sort of overlapping it. And it'll curl up, and I'm going to glue it down as well. And I have a floral piece that I was going to run across the top there, and I think I like that. I wasn't sure how that was going to look, but I think it's going to be okay. And I will kind of curl it up like the rest of that is. I want to put this word strip on foam, and I want to distress it a little bit. It says capturing the details, which is kind of what I'm doing. This was kind of one of those everyday photos, not particularly remarkable that a munchkin is doing some homework. Not even particularly noteworthy that she was doing homework on my craft table. I'm sure there are a lot of grandparents out there who have kiddos doing homework at the table. But I'll let that kind of curl a little bit like it's a curving banner. I'm not sure if that works. And I'll put this little single flower over here at this edge of it. Okay, I don't think I have a whole lot more to add. I have this rainbow flare that I'm going to kind of sneak into this floral cluster. I get a Calvinball point for a flare, and I'm going to add this little camera over by this flower, maybe up here, there by the word recap, and I'm going to put a little glue on the other side of it. and put it down like that. I'm going to add my double hearts, my overlapping hearts, and I'll figure out where that butterfly needs to go. Let's see. I want to use this pretty orange one, and there is a pretty hot pink one that's smaller. Let me get some glue on that so that it can fully adhere. These hearts are from Cocoa Vanilla's Happy Days, and I like them so well, I got 2 packs. I never have enough hearts, or I can never have too many hearts, we'll say. I always have enough, it seems. It seems. And now I want to add a few sequins in a couple places. Let's see, where does this butterfly want to be? I'm gonna maybe have it there, or just cluster it here around the photo. I think I like it there. So I will put a little glue on its little body there and kind of snug it up so it slightly overlaps the photo, and it kind of gets held up a little bit by both the photo and the leaf. Although I might bring the leaf up. Okay, there. So that kind of keeps the wing curled. Okay, so now I'm going to do, oh, I have a wood veneer star that I want. I've got that kind of curled up, so let me kind of sneak it in as if it's what's causing that paper to curl. I'll have it right there, and the paper just kind of curls up to reveal it. I have some twine and a bow. Both of those get me Calvinball points, as does the color orange. So let me pour a few of these orange sequins, speaking of orange, into here. I may add a few over here by the star, just to kind of draw your eye over there. And then I'll do some more over here by the candy, the cotton candy. Okay. I love these flat sequins that are not cupped. They're really beautiful. I like the cupped ones too, mind you. It's not that I don't like them, it's that I like when mixes include both. And I love these little brilliant ones that are kind of mirrored. And this is a copper color. I'm hoping to kind of fit in right there, and I'm going to do another copper one right here. Okay, so I've got those in. Now let's do a few over in here. And I'll have them kind of coming down at that angle. Let me cover this up, and I'm going to do some glitter on that flower center, maybe on both of these flower centers, because that's the color that my glitter is, I'm also going to do a bee. Because that's one of the point grabbers. And for those of you who have asked what my total points are, I'm not tallying total points this year. I'm doing pages with as many points as I can put on the page while still maintaining the integrity of the page, which I've been accused of doing cluttered, awful pages just to get Calvinball points. And I will admit, in fact, there was one very recently, like yesterday maybe, that I had my doubts about. I wasn't a huge fan of how it turned out. But I'll be happy to have it in my album, because my albums aren't about following the rules or artistic content, or it's about, here's what I did, here's how I commemorated that, that memory. I'm going to add a few here, just those 3 for the heck of it. And this sequin mix is called Rutatia, and it's beautiful. It's one of those that I'm going to be sad when I've used it all. Okay, and my final touch is the glittery Nuvo drops that I'm going to put around in this flower center. And this one. All right. So, I'm not sure how many Calvinball points are there, probably not all that many, but I love the page and I love the memory, and I will add some journaling here in my handwriting, and I'll include a date, both of which get me Calvinball points. So thank you for watching, and let me see if I can get the light away so that you can see all of it better. Hopefully that's a good enough view. Thank you again. See you next time. Bye.